the river,
the
please.
river.
Okay, so we're actually looking at their army.
Yeah, that's good.
So where are they going to ford the river?
That's a good question.
Can we zoom in on the enemy?
Have a good look at the whole area.
So where are we?
Can we go over
see
to the
our
right-hand
troops
side?
and higher up so we can get
Across to the right-hand side to see the river down there. Look at that bit there.
That cliff.
So Ronnie was taking a good close look at the terrain and at that fold of ground on the Carthaginian right flank.
This might be the moment you want to have a look at your troops as well. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
See where they are, yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be useful.
See what they are in comparison
your two
to
lieutenants, you go down to the front
right, yes.
and talk to the two technicians there. Each technician has control of a different part of your forces. Find out which bit you're going to be in charge of during the battle. Don't laugh, Ronnie, this is critical. Once you've gathered that information, send it back up to your two wise generals. Once you know everything you can know about your troops. Go down and find out everything you can.
What are we?
Rob and Simon, the more information you get from your lieutenants, you can plot it on the map here and continue to use the big screen if you think it's going to help you.
So you can show us where our troops are.
So we're on this rise here.
Yeah, that's where we should.
Rise.
Okay, that's good. That's useful.
I'm astonished that they're not going to use Ronnie as a general. What I would want Ronnie to do is do the big picture thinking. She's a tactical chess player. Did you hear her describe her chess playing?
It's Roman.
Skills. That's right. She's a Roman tactical chess player.
And just start putting your blocks out in relation to what you see.
As we see them.
Where's the elephants?
The elephants.
Just to give you a rough guide at this stage, you can move them, of course, later.
Yeah. Adam, can you pan around so that we're looking at the front lines from the view of the enemy?
Because there's like an upslope and a downslope, isn't it? He's got infantry on the front. And then infantry on the... There's like a slight backslope as the hill drops off.
Back here. Are they all cavalry at the front? Can you go down to the front line and have a look at them? And then move along it? That's all cavalry, isn't it? So they're kind of spread out a bit more, aren't they?
It's quite a dip.
Yeah.
A massive dip as it drops away to the river.
We want to bring them to us. Across the river first.
Oh, is this a dagger I see before me?
With its handle pointed toward my breast.
Do we need to know anything else? So what numbers
What
have
did
we got of each?
the Balearic slingers threw stones, you said?
Hannibal had about 2,000 Balearic slingers. That's a lot of people pitching some nasty little lead missiles.
We have to remind people that these slings are weapons. They are hurling a lead bullet that's shaped like a bullet, and it will punch into flesh. The Greeks used to cast these lead bullets, and there's one that's been found that has an inscription on it in Greek, and it's saying, "Take that." It's a wonderful bit of military humour.
We've got Spanish infantry. What do they have? What they have? They've got swords.
You should get more intelligence from your lieutenants.
I was just about to say, should we?
Do you want to call them back up?
Are you guys ready to give us some information?
The Balearic slingers.
Ron?
5 lots of long pipes.
Come on,
still
Ronnie, it's
talking?
not a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Hannibal had a very complex army, a lot of very different types of troops, and it's very important that they can identify that these different troops can be used in different ways. They've got this fabulous cavalry, wonderful, strong, heavy cavalry, and these lightning crack troops, the Numidians. Get that out on their wings. Just the right troops in the right places.
In the wings.
We've got the cavalry all lined up, so we've got Spanish cavalry at either end.
Spanish cavalry here and here?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are the Numidians?
The Numidians are right in the middle.
All right. What have we got in the way of troops then?
Right.
Oh, me. Right. We have got 10 elephants.
Okay.
You've got Balearic slingers. Balearic slingers. You've got 1, 2, 3 lots of long pikes.
Okay.
And you've got some Spanish guards, which have got swords.
Where are they?
Is Hannibal one of these horses?
No.
He's a person.
Yeah, there were a few horses with him.
Let me introduce some key troops to you again. Jot down the information here. Let me know what you get from all of this. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Numidian cavalry. Here we go.
Numidian cavalry, agile, tireless and fast. No armor. Armed with javelins with a range of 30 meters. Highly skilled in ambush.
They're skilled in ambush and they've got a javelin range of 30 meters. Okay.
So we have to use them very
sparingly.
Yeah, but they're shock troop.
But they're good.
Okay, here's another important piece of information that might help. Some extra facts about your elephants.
War elephants. Unfamiliar appearance terrifies the enemy. Liable to panic. Vulnerable to light infantry. Armed with towers containing archers. Highly effective charge.
Obviously, what's famous about Hannibal is the elephants, and they're very good at clamping down heavy infantry. They're much less good if they're allowed to get light infantry among them, because light infantry really can hurt an elephant. So elephants are good at protecting the flanks. Also, the Roman cavalry are very frightened of elephants. They haven't seen them, they haven't smelt them before. The smell of elephants terrifies the Roman horses.
What are you learning from this? That you can get 3 people on an elephant?
Yeah, and they might not cause actually a lot of damage to the enemy.
Shock tactics again.
What do you do if they panic?
Get out of the way.
Just let them
Get your so much else you can do.
Right, a general.
Is it?
The mahouts, the elephant drivers, all had a hammer and a big chisel.
Yeah, and they could just drive it through the brain if
to
necessary.
self-destruct their own elephants if they went amok.
Yeah.
One more hint to help you, the Spanish heavy cavalry. Let's have some detail on them.
Spanish cavalry, disciplined and battle-seasoned. Poor against the front line of infantry. Armed with sword and shield. Skilled in all types of terrain.
If you look, Hannibal's strength is in his cavalry, definitely. That's the strongest part of his army.
Okay.
Now, how does all that help you?
Not a lot.
On the contrary,
it tells
I'm revising my opinion of you, Riley. Napoleon, take the lead.
It certainly tells that the elephant should be at the front of the army to when we approach the Romans, because they're going to cause panic. Maybe not to our side, but hopefully to their side.
Yeah.
And the cavalry will be extremely useful in destroying the legions.
The team has realized that if they're going to fight on this big open space, they are going to have to make good use of their cavalry. And they're absolutely right.
The team has found out about their own soldiers. Now they need to know about the Romans. It's essential for them to discover the strength of the enemy army if they want to devise a proper battle plan.
One of our lieutenants, you can choose which one. Go down to our techie on the left, and he will give you a good look at the enemy.
The Romans' biggest weakness, perhaps, is the fact that their senior officers are not long-serving soldiers. The top men in a Roman army are politicians who have short service. They end up having crap senior leadership. So you see really good low-level work. The soldiers are all able to get the job done on their own little corner of the battlefield.
But in this corner of the command center, Aidan ignores his orders to scout the enemy troops and instead spends valuable time studying the landscape.
So it's quite undulated, quite hilly, isn't it? And there's trees, so good for ambush. Yes, with the height and the tree cover as well. So there's a long line of trees here, isn't there? It's a big filtering them in, so they won't come through the trees, I wouldn't have thought. So the river narrows at one point there, doesn't it? So that's where they're going to cross, the narrowest point.
Meanwhile, the generals decide to gather their own intelligence, using the large screen to examine the Roman line.
Can we have a look at the Roman cavalry?
Yeah.
Let's look at those first. Where
Their
are they?
front line. Right, their front line's cavalry.
The Roman cavalry is crap. The Roman horsemen themselves are not well trained. They're not motivated. It is socially difficult and economically difficult to put together good cavalry in Rome.
It's because at this stage, people are having to provide their own kit and equipment. So it's the young sons of the aristocrats who can afford the horses and come. And they're not